show up today. Usually there's a minute or two before we got anybody here. Yeah, we got the air cart figured out. We left it sit overnight and came out in the morning and remetered it, and it actually came out to what it was supposed to be. When we calibrated it, it actually worked out as it had to be. And it was due to that liquid seed, the inoculant on it. I don't know why I lost everybody there, but I went and picked up a granular peat moss treatment to put on the seed instead of the liquid, so everything's working now anyways. And it's soybeans we're seeding right now. Roundup Ready, and they are called ISIS. Is the variety of them. Hopefully it doesn't lose everyone again here. I don't know why the service was so bad there. I went through that little low spot, but hopefully it's better now. That'd be a pretty long drive at 14 miles an hour. Yeah, we got it figured out. It was because of that liquid treatment on it. So I left it sit overnight and it absorbed into the seed, and then it worked as it was supposed to. So I went and returned that liquid stuff, and I picked up a powder like I used on the peas. The only reason we had that liquid is because my usual inputs guy retired. So it was a new guy, and he just ordered what everybody else gets. And I already knew I didn't like that stuff, but just because that's what we had yesterday, I thought I'd try it again. And it went about as good as it usually does when I use that stuff, so. This seeder's, the hell is it again? 32 feet. We got the plant again today. It's not raining there for a change. Well, I'm not 100% sure on the total amount of acres we've got left out here. I've got a fairly good piece left on the other side of the trees here that you can't see from here. Over there that we got to go to, and that's what's left. I'm hoping I got enough seed in the tank here to do it. We'll find out though anyways. It'll be pretty damn close, so. Moisture here is perfect. As soon as you kick the top of the little bit of a crust away, the moisture is right there. Like there wouldn't even be an eighth of an inch of dry dirt, I don't think, on top of it. So, oh, there's lots of trees here on this piece. Too damn many. lake I was at, it was a Kenosi Lake is what it was called. Yeah, I wish we had a cat, because they'd be all gone. Well, most of them. Like a bunch of these are just big flats, but the trees are starting to take over. See all the little baby ones growing around the edge, so. What's Antoine up to today? He was out spraying, and then it got too windy. So we had some leftover wheat seed, and his dad wanted it. So he went home and got the International Tandem and brought that. And now I'm not really sure what he's up to. Yeah, they still have the slides at Kenosi. They actually just, the year, two or 3 years ago, they redid a whole bunch. They did a lot of work on them, put new linings on them. Way nicer than it was a little while ago, so. Yeah, Kenosi, where the lake I was at, there's an hour, a little over an hour away. So it was nice to come back and forth and come to work here during the day and then go up there after. So the chickens, they all, what was it, yesterday was their first day outside, so I gotta do a video of them. I've been slacking here, but a little bit more important things on my mind than the chickens right now. No, I never go to Yorkton, maybe once every 4 years. Probably be more likely to go down the steep one than I would be. That goddamn thing's made for suicidal people. Yeah, I seen he uploaded a new video today, old Club Root Acres. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet though. That's the horsepower on that tractor. Well, it's an 855 Cummins, so 14 liters. And factory was 230 or 235, and they've got it cracked up to about 270 now, so. But the torque is just off the charts with that big engine. The old Honda three-wheelers, you gotta ask Dad about them. He had 2 of them. We still have the one sitting in the shed. I want to get it running again, but there's it lost spark, so I'll have to do some digging into that one day and see if we can figure out what's going on. But I like those things, they're fun. See, like that slough there, all the trees are dead, they're all drowned out because the water got so high. There's no use of having something like that on the land. Just a waste of space, so. Yeah, I would assume it's the coil. That's Dad's guess, so. Where did I get the decals from? I got it from, there's a sticker shop in Verdun, Manitoba called NRG Signs. And I traced them out with tracing paper and he recreated them. And he actually kept it all on file in case anyone who watches these videos or something ended up wanting the decals as well. They're already created that way, so if anyone's looking for stickers, that's the place to phone. You can find their website on the internet, so. Mallard ducks, lots of them around here. And then there's a couple big fat geese right there. I don't know, someone offered me enough money I might sell it, buy something that touch newer or different. I was thinking about getting some stickers made, but how bad are the ticks? Really bad. They're everywhere. As soon as you step outside, you got one crawling up your damn leg. The air seeder is 32 feet. Both of them are. It's the same as the flexi-coil. How many more acres? We got this square here. I'm thinking around, I'm gonna say there's probably 15 acres there. Maybe a bit more. So I'm hoping we have enough seed, otherwise I'm gonna have to go back and get just a little splash put in. It ended up being that liquid inoculant that was screwing us around in the yard there. Left it sit on it overnight, and then this morning when we cranked it out, we got 88 pounds, like what we were supposed to get. We were looking for 90, and it always seeds heavy when you're actually out and about in the field. So all it was that goddamn inoculant. So that's why I hate that stuff, and I'll never use it again. So that was all that was wrong. That'll be everything planted. This is the last piece here, so. Doesn't really notice 32 feet behind it, this thing. Pulls it along pretty nice. How are the birds coming along? Yesterday was their first day outside, and they're out all day again today. I've got a video I'm working on for them. Probably be a tomorrow video, but they're growing fast. See, you don't really notice the lack of inoculant on the beans itself. It's when you come along next year and what you seed on the ground here, whatever you follow it with, that's what you'll notice the yield difference on. Whatever you follow this with, so it'll probably be canola next year, so. See you around there, Tim. My slim to no chance of just letting it sit overnight was actually the answer. Oh, the 4640 would pull this like no one's business. There's lots of guys around that have this same drill and pull them with like 7120 Magnums. Like they pull easy, these Virgos. See, there's a little pothole there that should have a bit of work done with the scraper and the bulldozer and go right in that slough. There's no reason for that to be there. It's just something that always drowns out, so there's hardly any point in wasting the seed on it. You'd have as much hydraulics on the 4640 as you do on these tractors, so. That 4640, actually, well, the guy who owned it before the guy I bought it from, it's got the air seeder kit on it. He pulled an air seeder with it, he pulled his big pull-type sprayer with it. It was his big tractor there, that thing, so. 10 inches of snow. Wow. You can keep that. Yeah, we got the air seeder working right. It was just that stupid sticky liquid inoculant was all the issue was. And leaving it sit overnight was the answer. Well, that's a disc drill, and I've never been a big fan of them because I don't care what they say about them. You get hard ground, they won't go in. Like, they've got different soil than here. Maybe it doesn't get as hard, but I don't know. I've never been real big on the idea of them for direct seeding. I mean, if you went out and summer followed every acre of ground you have, they'd probably be a hell of a machine. But I do like the tractor you had, though. But as for the disc drill, I'd stick with the flexi coils they've got over it. A lot less shit to go wrong on the flexi coil. They could probably fix those without having to get the dealership out with their laptops too, so. Yeah, you guys are pretty wet down there, eh? I don't know if there's more or less getting installed. I just know that majority of new bins definitely have aeration fans on them. I don't think there's very many getting built that don't have them. No, I'm probably not going up to Radville. I haven't seen that flyers or anything interesting there. Oh shit, if someone offered me one to demo, I'd run it. For sure. I wouldn't say no to it. I know I'd rather see a Seedmaster than the Case disc drill, but I don't know how much harder those new ones are on fuel. Some of them aren't bad. Would you buy a Morris? Nope. That would be one of the very last ones I'd buy. If you buy that swather for me, or you know, give me the money to buy it, I'll go up there and buy it. The green painted Macdon. Price on farm fuel, farm diesel right now, I want to say is like $1.05 or $1.10, something like that. I haven't bought any for a while, so I got all my tanks filled in April before the bullshit carbon tax got imposed on everything, so. Okay, Flexi Coil was bought by New Holland, and New Holland and Case are the same thing basically. So they are flexi coils is all they are. That's the story on FlexiCoil anyway, what they turned into, or who bought who out anyway. Yeah, it's been a long time. 20 odd years I bet, maybe not quite that long. The Batterstat plant, you mean Seed Hawk? Whatever, the Batterstat, no I guess. No, that's maybe not, yeah, around an hour from here. There's lots of those drills around here, lots of them. Yeah, Amanda did a good job harrowing this quarter. She had a good teacher, so. No, I'm not putting any fertilizer with the beans. Oh, it got through, yeah, and you'd be amazed there's the people that think that that's actually, you know, doing something to help out the world there. It always, you know, giving free money to the government is always the answer to all the problems. They'll tax us right out of climate change or whatever the hell they call it now. All I've heard is nightmares about those new quantum things. Everyone I know who has one said they've been nothing but issues, so. Oh, I'm sure you will. Hopefully he's not that big of a two-faced backstabbing bastard. Well, I was gonna get auto steer in them for next year, but you remember how the GPS quit in the sprayer, sent it away for repairs, and they can't actually get the parts that it needs. So it's nothing but a paperweight, so I had to buy a new one here today. Well, I bought a second-hand screen that's newer than the old one. So it's probably on the back burner now, getting the GPS for these for a little while, maybe next year, but more cedar needs. Well, the carbon tax, that's just their first attempt at trying to get everybody comfortable with communism. Because see, his thing is he gives everybody back a little bit of money. Like you get some back after you pay into it all year. So a family of four gets $600 back. So just like communism, everyone puts in a lot and gets a little. That's all it is. Their exemption forms, but you're still paying for it on everything else. Groceries, milk, whatever you buy, you're paying the carbon tax on it. Hello from Wisconsin. Glad you like it. Left here, so thinking we were gonna probably end up having to go to the yard and get just a splash more to be able to finish, but we'll go till it quits anyways. What's the weather forecast up there? It's supposed to say stay relatively nice and warm, but they got rain for tomorrow for sure. Probably a few more days after that, so hopefully it comes true. It would be nice to see some rain. What'd you do with the 700? It's parked behind the shop right now. It needs a head gasket, and it's pretty low on the priority list right now, so you might see it again one day in the not quite so distant future, but it's a ways off. Chad Archer, the Idaho potato farmer. What was wrong with the air seeder? Too much, well, not really too much, just that stupid liquid treatment on the seed. It was making it too sticky to want to flow properly. Yeah, I gotta go get that Raven in tomorrow morning. I'm going to Regina to meet the guy I bought the new one from and pick up my old paperweight, I guess. "50-foot flexi coils, yeah. That would be nice to have a bigger one. Do you like Hutterites? Oh, I like everybody. The only people I don't like are the ones that fuck me over, and I haven't been fucked over by a Hutterite yet. Northwest North Dakota. You're not that far away from me then. You're kind of in a that there-ish direction. Down there in South Dakota, is it? Estevan. Ah, you're really close. You're just over that way. Freeze up? No, I've never had it freeze up. Had just about everything else happen, but never freeze up. There's lots of whitetail around here, and like maybe a half hour north you start to see some muleys. You see the odd one around here. So. Which Dodge? The 3/4 ton first gen, the Coronet, or the Charger? Turned into a big ice wall. Well, when I leave it overnight, it'll get lots of frost on the outside, but it's never been froze up. It always works when you get out there. It thaws out right away once you start using it. Super chats. What's super chats? Oh, I didn't think it was that good of a live stream. Pretty, I don't know what the video. Tell me what you want to see. I'll flip-flop back and forth to the best of my abilities. The Coronet in the shop. No, the one in the shop is the Charger. The Coronet is outside, sitting beside the bins with a flat tire. Received. Well, I've seen that. I don't know how to do it. I've never really had the time to look into it, so I don't know how you set that up. So I'm not really out to get rich off of anybody either. I'm just doing this to talk to people and learn different stuff and teach other people different things about different parts of farming and parts of the world. So I'm not really out to say, hey, look at me, give me $50 so I keep making videos for you that I was going to make anyways. Yeah, we got the beans working, so. Antoine, I'm not sure where he's at. He was spraying, and then he was bringing our leftover wheat seed to his dad, and then, yeah, I don't know what he's up to now. He's floating around somewhere, it's not too far away. Find the guy, well, I guess that's fair enough, if you look at it that way, so. I think everybody else works hard for their money, so I'm not really out to start asking for it for free, so. Well, I know a lot gets taken away by YouTube when you do the donations like that. They take a pretty large amount of it for themselves, but I wouldn't want a shiny John Deere like the Millennial Farmer. I'd get a nice brand new Versatile to park beside these ones. Yeah, well, even the farming on Tyson's farm, some of that, like more north than here, they do a few things different than us here even, so. That's what it is. And on my ads, like when you see the ads in videos, they take 49% of what I get, and I get 51%, so they rape you pretty good. But whatever, I wasn't really out to make money on it. I was just I don't know, the world's, or how's the way to put this, the consumer's never been farther away from the producer at any point in history, and it's starting to really show how stupid people are. So if I can at least educate someone, that makes a difference. So, well, I do not too bad off what I get from my YouTube videos, honestly. It's more than what I ever thought I'd get. I'm saving up to buy a nice drone with it here one of these days, after a couple more months worth anyways, but it's more than you'd think. I mean, it ain't no huge amount, but different depending on where they are. But it's always neat and interesting to see different things in different places, because I mean, potatoes around here, you don't hardly see any. Corn, like, if you get 40 bushel beans, holy shit, you got a crop of them around here. But then you go down to, you know, the south part of the states, or the mid-states, and 40 bushel beans are pretty pathetic. Well, they haven't tried to do it to me yet on account of profanity, but I've got dinged a couple times for music in the background. But I mean, sometimes that's my own fault anyways, so. How many hay acres? That's kind of up in the air yet. Like, we only have, 70 acres of hay that are actually ours. The rest of it's done on shares for a couple different farmers, so it always depends on how much they want to do on shares, or how much they want to put up, or if we find any more places that want to do it or whatnot. It always depends. So. The hay vids, yeah, well, they're coming. There'll be a few anyways for sure. So, what's your relation to Tuan? Well, we were Siamese twins, and we were surgically surgically separated here about 5 years ago. His right arm was connected to the back of my head, so it made it pretty difficult for doing much. So I figured we better get that split up so we could run 2 versatiles at the same time that way instead of just the one. So what's hay worth in your country? Well, it depends. I know some people try to sell it for $100 a bale, but I always sell to the same group of people over and over, and I always charge them the same amount. That way on the years when there's lots of hay, they still buy some, and on the years when there's no hay, they're not getting screwed. So then they remember that they didn't get screwed when there was no hay, and I could have charged them $100 a bale, but I only charged them 60. That way on the years when they got lots of hay, they still buy it for 60. So it just kind of guarantees that everyone's happy, and I've always got a sale. So see, that's what I said there, $150, so pretty ridiculous. Short end of the deal. Yeah, I don't know why people think they gotta try to get so rich off the backs of others like that, but what goes around comes around, because if you know someone's struggling and you're taking advantage of them because you know they're in a situation they can't get out of, and you take advantage of them to that point, one day the shoe's going to be on the other foot and they're going to remember that, and it's going to be you paying that ridiculous amount. So hook the 5010 to the seeder. I would, but he doesn't have enough hydraulic outlets, so I don't think it'd work very well. Would have enough power if one time for shits and giggles this was in the yard at home and Dad actually hooked the 4020 on it, and he went back and forth a couple times, and 4020 was smoking, but 4 miles an hour he was pulling it around. So my oh, there goes my lunch kit. My fan speed indicator's going off there, and they got this proportionator valve back here, and it starts to see, hear the noise there? It slowly vibrates over and slows down. Open that up and we'll be good to go again now. Usually twice a day you got to get out and give it a little bump there, so yeah, all I had to do was leave it overnight and it fixed itself, so alrighty. The way we roll again. We're getting the acres down there. There ain't that big of a piece yet. It goes away pretty fast here. No, this is wheat stubble. I don't know how many of you guys are around. Whew, dust all over my screen. I don't know how many of you guys are around here last fall at harvest time, but show of hands here, who remembers trying to combine wheat in the snow here on this piece? How many of you guys were around for that? If you missed that, go check out those videos. You want to see a struggle. But this is where that wheat was that ended up getting snowed on, because it freaking snowed in September, which is unheard of for the most part. hopefully we don't see that again, but yeah, okay, most of you guys remember that then. If you remember the struggle last fall was how wet it was and snow and rain. So this was on that quarter, and the last video I made a harvest there that day, if you remember that, where the Massey and Antoine and I were right together here, was on this hill. And then the tandems are sitting up here. That's where we were dumping into the trucks. So that was in this field here. So this is wheat stubble. This. Yeah, all I had to do was leave the seeder overnight and it sorted itself out. That, or when it saw Dad come to look at it and scratch his head about what was going on, and got itself figured out. So all that it was that inoculant on the seed, that liquid. Leaving it overnight, it absorbed into the seed enough that it got down to a point where it wanted to meter properly. So we're good to go now. Yeah, this old girl rolls some smoke. There's some more dead trees that fell out into the field. I even came and pushed all this with the 50-20 in the blade. Pheasants, yeah, there's a few pheasants. You see them in the fall more than the spring, but there's definitely quite a few around. 200 people and 47 likes. Come on, guys, let's get her up to 100 here. You know what? I always like lots of likes on these live streams. Lets me know that I'm doing what you guys want to see. So I'm sure we can at least get her up to 100 here. I'm sure half of you guys can hit the like button. But if I got 200 people watching and 6 likes, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Or doing right, for that matter. Tried using that powder, but I'm not sure if that would really help the situation for what it was causing or not. I don't really know much about that powder, but there we go, 100 likes. Way to go, guys. What's your opinion on Farming Sim? That is hands down my favorite game I've ever played. I've got all of them. Every time a new one comes out, I've bought it. So that's a real good stress reliever when you're stressed out about something. You can just go and farm and not have breakdowns and actually make money. Do what you want to do. I don't have cattle in real life and would like to, so I can go on there and farm my cows. So that's yeah, I love farming simulators, so absolutely love it. One of the greatest games that's ever been made. Don't have 19, you are missing out. I've got it, well, I mean, I don't game on computers. I use PlayStation 3, or 2, 3, and 4 is what I have them on, but yeah, 19 is just awesome. Millennial farmer. Oh, I mean, they put Welkers on there, so. Oh yeah, I'm die-hard PlayStation, so you'll never convince me otherwise. Well, I don't really know most of the names offhand, the maps I like to play, but the ones I look for are nice wide open ones. I'm not really much for European style maps with little tiny fields and roads. I like the nice wide open plains, so that's the kind of maps I look for. So Gold Crest Crest Valley is one of the ones I played on quite a bit, but you know, if you don't play, if you're kind of into games or whatever, and you like farming and you've got access to it, you got to try Farming Simulator. Anyone who farms, like, Dad's never liked video games until I started buying Farming Simulator, and then he would actually watch or try them. Like, talk to the Northern Farmer? Well, I talked to him through the comments or on his live streams, but the rest of the story, oh, that's what how Farms works there. What's his name? Ryan, that's his brother or something, isn't it? I always seem to pick the day that other places are going live. I never really look to see who is or isn't, but well, I'm sure there's mods to have versatile in Farming Simulator. Yeah, I'm gonna roll it. They're calling for rain though the next couple days, so it might be in a little while, but yeah, Travis, there we go, that's his name. What are they doing on that live stream? Does anybody know? Planting or just a chit-chat live stream? Trench warfare video. This isn't the corner to do that on. There's one that's got some pretty horrific drainage ditches in it. That would work better. Do you play on PS4 or what there? Minnesota Oliver and Deer. Why do they give them a hard time? They're picking on them to be mean or what? Well, you could hook the roller up behind, but they pull so hard, and then when you do a curve or a sharp turn, things track off so much you end up overlapping, you know, 5 feet into a slough, and then you end up leaving a big miss on the other side. So it's just easier to pull it. And then also, I always stone pick, because you end up with rocks too big for the roller to push in. So you got to stone pick in between the roller like that. So it's easier just to do it as it is behind a tractor. So. Seeing the first field work of the year. Holy, you must be behind out there. Okay, well, I'll check out one of your live streams there then. And, I don't know, you play Fortnite, Minnesota Oliver and Deer? Travis is rained out, oh yeah. So they were trying to do a planting live stream or something? Or you don't? Well, come on, man. That's what I've been playing more of lately than anything. Well, the sun's right at the perfect level here, so in my eyes. Yeah, I play GTA. Not online that often, but I do. Talking about the rain coming down. Hi, Paul. Talking to someone else. The good old GTA, you can't beat it. What the hell is that? down there. Well, this is land my grandpa owns, Grandpa Henry, so I get a fairly good deal on it. I just pay 30 bucks an acre is all he wants. But there's some other stuff we rent is, I think it's around 50 bucks an acre for the one. But some of it's a bit different. And then there's other stuff. There is other people and land they rent, and I know they're paying upwards of 100 bucks an acre for rent. I don't know how they make that make sense, but what is Fortnite? A great game. You build walls, you shoot at people, cartoon people with cartoon guns. It's not really violent. You do dances on them after you've killed them. It's quite an entertaining game. Rented out for 45 bucks a day. Yeah, that's the average. So you build forts at night. Yeah, there you go. That sums it up. Build forts at night. $120 an acre. Well, I know you get further away in different land, better land, different areas. It's they pay some pretty ridiculous amounts for it. I don't know how they make it make sense, but they do it anyways. Hard to smell. I would have to say from about 130 acres up to 600. I mean, it's kind of hard to say an average field size. Everyone's different. So. Would be around, I don't know. If you just have one quarter, you're probably looking at 130 acres on a quarter. So. Much for irrigation. Not around here, but like a 20-minute drive away into Manitoba there is. Yeah, all I had to do was leave it sit overnight and it cured all its problems. So it was just because of the that liquid seed treatment giving me a hard time like usual. So oh yeah, there's northern lights here all the time. Year round you'll see them. I mean, they are brighter in the winter time, but you'll see them any time of the year. Well, there'll be some live stream here after I'm done making it, but at least while it's live, you don't have to sit through them. Yeah, you can do that, but you definitely suffer the next year on your next crop you put in. You'll notice the stuff you didn't sow. Oh, Paul Danino, come on now. No need to be butthurt. Well, this guy here I'd like to give a splash of paint to. Same with the 4640. Grandpa's hairless goats, he hasn't bought any yet, so I'm gonna have to get after him here and see what's going on. What do you use the liquid seed treatment for? It's a secondary inoculant like a peat moss, and it helps encourage the growth of the fungus. On the roots it will create nodes, which in turn create nitrogen, a nitrogen fixation into the ground. And then there's an excess of nitrogen the next year for your next crop you sow, so you can save a bit on fertilizer that way. But I think that's just a joke. I'll give you the actual answer. Antoine and I have been best friends since preschool. And he used to work for a farmer who was a fucking asshole, so he finally quit. And we went in together on, well, I was already farming, but I wanted to take on more, but needed help to do it, so he works for me for free. And then in turn gets to use my machinery to work his land that he has, so. Yeah, well, I use the powder now as well. That's the only reason I had that inoculant is they ordered the wrong stuff for me, so. Dad doesn't farm. He used to have cattle, and when the BSC happened there, that was when he hung that up. So he works on stuff and does some stuff with us, but none of it is that well. I mean, he owns the lands, most of it. I'm renting to own it from him, but the majority of the rest of it, or everything else, he'll run machines and work on them, but none of it, the inputs are his. So it's me, myself, and I, and a little bit of Antoine, so. Have I heard of it? What have I heard of? I think I missed what you said. Raining and PEI. Yeah, we're basically, you could say that, I guess, same as brothers. Ooh, when did Dad get out of livestock? 2003, 2004? Be in there somewhere, I think. 02, 03, 04, somewhere in there. It's not so much the seed opening on the other one I'm worried about. It's the packers on the back. I don't the furrow, like the ridges they make. I like the job these harrows do. It smooths it off so nice, and it's just a 1-inch knife on this, whereas the FlexiCoil has that split boot for the anhydrous. So instead of just moving an inch of dirt, you're pulling that 3-inch split on the back there, almost like a shovel. So you're moving a lot more dirt. I don't know. I prefer this one. But how old am I? 23 years old. There's your glimpse of me for today. And Antoine's 22, turning 23 this fall in August. Dad had a little bit of a mix of everything, so they're all beef cattle, no dairy. You mean like a coil packer? Like, I know what you're talking about. That wouldn't do anything to pound the rocks in, but I know there's still the odd person that uses them to, well, seal and pack in their moisture, but the harrows just do a better job for what I'm trying to do. Here in a second when I get my bearings straight. Okay, how did I start farming? My Grandpa Henry, the one who's still with us, used to be organic, and he was getting too old to keep doing it. He didn't want to do it anymore. So I rented his half section of cropland, and I farmed it for 2 or 3 years, and then I got another half section from home. And then once I graduated from school, I got a full-time job, picked up another half section with Antoine, and then I took on the rest of our land. So we're up to the 13 quarters now. And is all the machinery mine? Well, this tractor here used to be my Grandpa Guy, the grandpa who's passed away. Same with this air seeder. The 5020 and the 4020 were his. The 2188 is Dad's, because he's wanted to own, he always wants to keep his name on a piece of machinery, so he used to have the 4840 before that. The Flexicoil cultivator is mine. I bought it with a different tank before I farmed with Antoine. The 2 tandems are co-owned between me and Antoine. The 3 tons used to be Grandpa's. The haybine and the baler are split between me and Antoine. The 4640 and the 4440 are mine. The 895 is mine. The 860 Massey's mine. The 1682 is mine. So, what do I run? 200 acres? No. 2,000, yeah, there you go. Right around 2,000 acres. Yeah, just 13 quarters. I would like to get up to 15 though, so maybe that's where got lost in translation a little bit. 40-foot Flexicoil, that'd be nice. 33 is alright, but I mean that little wee bit bigger, you do more ground. It doesn't seem like much, but those few feet it shows up. Foot seed hawk, yeah. If I wanted to never ever be out of debt again, I'd go buy a whole bunch of machinery like that too. But fruit or chocolate? I don't know what kind of fruit we talking about here. I love chocolate, but I mean, fuck, I love watermelon too. So you gotta be more specific with that question. 208 people. Do you think we can get to 150 likes? Let's try this again. Let's keep seeing. Can all 210 people hit the like button? That's my question. Does everybody know how to? I don't think they all do, but we'll see if you can prove me wrong here. Oh, I hate these short little passes. Well, he's not a president, he's a prime minister. He's a prime minister, because we didn't, whatever, with the president, but yes, he's a fruit, that guy. Polite way of putting it, but yeah. Oh, I know there's a dislike. I got a pretty sneaking suspicion it's a ex-girlfriend of mine, because I put a video up and within seconds it's already got a dislike. Because she's petty like that, and I could see that fat bitch doing something like that, so... 90 Frankensteins today in Florida, eh? 6,000 acres. Yeah, well, the farm Antoine and I and Dad actually worked on it. All worked on it different times in our life. They farmed right around 7,000, but that place was a real cluster truck of a place. So No, the 4440 is all stock other than being totally rebuilt. Everything about it's new. So. Do I know her screen name? I do, but I'm not gonna put it out because I'm not gonna sink to her level and unleash when I could. I mean, I could turn all 6,000 of you guys on her. That would probably be the end of it, but I'm not gonna sink that level, so. Put the chickens outside yesterday, actually. I thought about putting a chrome intake on there, but I don't know about that. Some that looks good on, and others I don't know. It's nice and flat. There's a few trees in this end of the province, so there's a few neat things to see. You can go see the tunnels in Moose Jaw where El Capone was. No, the chrome pipe actually adds, I bet you, 5 horsepower to it. Starts better in the winter time. I know I got a great family, thank you. I'm very, very thankful for having people like them in my life. Always makes this job a lot easier, so. Stickers at 10 horsepower. Any drag racer will tell you that. That's a proven fact, so. Be haying soon. Usually about the 1st of July is the usual when things are getting going full bore. Well, the chrome intake, it's that chrome pipe is actually, there's less friction than normal painted metal pipe. So the air can get in the engine faster, and the turbocharger gets more air faster, so you'll spool it up faster with the chrome intake on it, is what I've heard, but what time does it stay light to? I haven't really been paying attention, but I think around that, a little after 9 is when it starts to actually get dark. Any other future goals or wishes? Well, I went on a bus tour of Italy once, and I'm going back there again before I die. So I'd love to go back there again. I don't know. I never make too big of plans because there's usually something that comes along and wrecks them. So I just live every day till the next day. So no, I don't have a mapping system. I'd like to get one, but I don't have one right now. Yeah, I'm gonna straight pipe the 4640. I'm just shopping for the right stack before I purchase one. So what's everyone wagers here? We're gonna have enough seed in the tank here to finish. We got this square, and we got probably 2 acres over by the road yet. And then about a half an acre here. Maybe about 10 acres left. What's everyone think? Is it actually gonna work out here, or are we gonna be short? I haven't got a clue what kind of corn they try to plant around here because it always turns out terrible. Never buy a Trimble. Well, that's actually the one I was leaning towards because all the other ones I've ever dealt with have been a piece of shit. It usually never works out, but I'm gonna hope this time it will. Short by 100 feet. That wouldn't surprise me very much either, in all honesty. I checked the tank shortly before we started this, and I've got a sneaking suspicion we're getting pretty low, but... yeah, an easy steer. That's what I was That, or I would like to try out an Outback, because they tie right into your hydraulics. For I priced one out today, they're $8,200. I wouldn't mind trying one of those in all honesty, but I'm kind of let down by the Raven though. That Cruiser, I know it's old, but it's kind of pathetic that you can't get parts for it already. Something that's hard 10 years old and they've already discontinued all the parts. Pretty pathetic in my books, but I guess they'll do what they'll do. But yeah, see, I want an FM 750 and then the Easy Steer. I wouldn't mind either. You can mount that just like what Welker's run in their buds, but no, there's absolutely nothing around here for pivot irrigation. There is some if you go a little bit east of here, and then quite a ways northwest, you'll see some again too. But only have to make parts for, oh yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I've got two monitors in this unit. Here's the Albergo one. There's your 2 meters, your bin. That oil would be if you had a gas engine run your fan. And there's your fan speed indicator. And then there's the acre counter up top there, Calculate Acre 2, that we just put in this year. I had an older one, but it quit working, so I upgraded, bought one a bit newer, so. If I ever got pigs on this farm again, I think my Grandpa Guy would come out of the grave and kick my ass across the yard. So both my uncle and this grandpa here, Henry, they used to have pigs. And I know Grandpa, when Uncle sold out of the pig, Grandpa told him that if you ever seen a pig in the yard again, it better be a dead one. Walleye lakes. I'm not big into fishing, so I'm not sure what all there are for fish around. I don't know. We've got Grandpa Henry here, and he's only ran Massey his whole life, so if there's anything you need to know about a Massey, he's the man to ask. So if you're big into Massey, he's the guy to talk to, because there ain't much about him you don't know. How many more soybeans to plant? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say about 10 acres. Oh, I know. That farm that I was saying that Antoine and I and Dad worked for, they've got one of those Easy Steers, and they hurt when you pinch your fingies in there. Same with that one in the sprayer. If you're holding your hand like this, you'll crush your whole hand in between that son of a gun. No, I'm afraid when this Massey goes, there aren't going to be any more Masseys replacing it. They're going to be Case IH, but he'll be around for a few more years yet, the old girl. There's no need for a pivot here. Well, I mean, how would you do it here? There's so many low spots and sloughs. The land's not made for them. There's not much for aqueducts under the ground. Like, water's pretty few and far between for wells. There's no big lakes. It just wouldn't work out. Feed it apples and it gives you bake. Well, the intro there, Bob Crone, he's in the comments here. Bob Crone, give yourself some credit. He's the man who made it. I thought you heard something about Massey, yep. We were talking about combines if you missed that. Orgasm during a cold start. Pretty hard not to when it sounds like the 4440 does with that straight pipe. Make a nice straight line here again to finish this piece off. There, he's seen it, the generic farming YouTuber. I gotta make another one of those videos, but not too often I think of something that's half funny to make one about, so. Well, that 1155 would be the same engine as the 860. That would be the 540 Perkins. And I think the Massey's gonna have a straight pipe this year because the muffler and all the exhaust system on it is pretty rotten. And it's going to cost more and be harder to fix than what it's worth. You don't have much for combines around there, Mac Farms, or what? Guess what, guys? I think we ran out of seed. How high above sea level? I couldn't tell you that off the top of my head, but let's go take a peek here. I think we're out of seed. Yeah, it never ever fails that you come out short. Oh no, I still hear peas or beans coming out. I just couldn't see them, I guess, the way the sun was shining. Oh, I think we'll be all right, actually. I think we'll be all right. No, the Massey doesn't have a turbo, because it's a V8. Oh boy, there we go. Never had an equipment demo on the farm. Well, not in my time anyways, so. you could put one on easy enough, a turbo on those motors. 8,000 bucks, eh? I paid 15 for the 895 Canadian. I don't know what the hell that translates to in American, but I don't think that's a bad price. Depends on how dilapidated the tractor is, so. Gas is $1.30 a liter right now in these here parts. When there's a giant tsunami, we should be good around here because they're pretty high and far away from the ocean or the sea. So, it's beat to piss, those old tractors around here. Anyways, I mean they're a dime a dozen if they're beat up, but if they're in good shape, they bring money at those old tractors. These old tractors. I've got a video on it already, actually. If you go back to my videos from last year, I've got there's like a 20-minute walk around video of on the 895 with the other air seeder, that proportionator valve, how it works and what it does. So there's a playlist for the seeding last year. If you go into my playlist, and then it'll be the walk around video. Wrong with the metering system. It was just that goddamn liquid inoculant that was still the issue, and left it sit overnight and it was good to go this morning. So all the issue was, it was just too sticky to want to flow properly. Oh, I think we're gonna make it. I figured it should work out here that I'll probably have to do a little bit of reseeding on some of it just to get the tank emptied out, so it should work out. Early bird. I rather work in the daylight than in the dark. Antoine's the other way around. He's got a hard time getting out of bed, but he stays up for a long time, so. Wake up in the morning, so. How many clicks on the old Chevy? The old farm, my black truck, that's actually my first truck when I got a vehicle in high school. I think I've got 398 or 97,000 on it, 397,000 K. in the ballpark anyways. How much longer am I streaming until I'm done? So, I don't know, another 20 minutes or so, half an hour. See how fast we get done. So I said I was going to live stream right to the last pass here, so. Like I said, if anyone missed it, this is the end here. So when I make the last pass here, that's it for seeding this year. So I'm using the old Virgo. We got her figured out. So. The issue was that liquid inoculant. It was just too sticky. I had to leave it sit overnight and let the seed absorb it. It was good this morning. How's everybody's quality here anyways? Does it look like you're watching this on a potato, or is it fairly clear? No, the canola is not up yet. It won't be up for a few days yet, I don't think so. Well, when I'm done here tonight and send some of that rain this way, I'd love to see an inch. Yeah, I would assume the potato versions are when I dip and dive through some of these low spots, so that's why I was just checking to make sure the whole time it didn't look like crap, so. You cleaned your window. What will it yield this year? I'm hoping these beans go about 150 bushels an acre, but I'm thinking it's going to be more around the 20 to 30 bushel. Well, by the sounds of it, we're supposed to get our rain here tomorrow anyways, so. How many acres Quan do again? Right around the 500 mark. And then I got right around 1,500 of my own, so. Yeah, I quite enjoy the old machinery over the new stuff. I wouldn't mind the new tractor, a little bit newer of an air seeder one day, some with independent shanks, but one day. Till June 1st, eh? That's starting to get pretty late for around in this part of the woods, but I bet you there's about 5 left. We're at 137 just about here, so 560 RT. That's one of them track things, isn't it? The ones that you can pull like a son of a bitch in a straight line, but you can't turn with them. How long it takes to complete harvest, because last year was the first year with all the land and we ended up with a snow and rain for a month or over a month that we didn't turn a wheel, so tractor dates. Well, the better half and the kids are both riding with me for an hour or two here at dinner time, so if that's what you, if that counts. Yeah, that's the same thing as what I think there. I much prefer tires over the tracks, but closest town to where I am right now would be Waukegan, Saskatchewan. It's just over there. Maybe 3 miles away. Well, we'll see you later there, Mac Farms. Yeah, a quad track or a delta track I'd be fine with, but those single track ones, I don't know, I'm not sold on them, so. Do you speak French? A little bit. Bonjour, comment ça va? And then you could answer back, comme ci, comme ça, so-so, ça va mal, not bad. Je m'appelle Anana. My name is Pineapple. That'll confuse some people. Comment section is all in French. I'm speaking French. Des maudits fuzzy wuzzy cliss de cliss. Ah, God, that's funny. Someone's gonna come along here and see these speaking French in the comment section and on the live stream. They're gonna wonder what the hell they clicked on. How's she going today, Nick? She's going pretty darn good, if I'm going to be honest with you. We're almost done. See the end. How many acres left? I might redo my guess there. I don't know. 3, 4 in there. That's somewhere in the ballpark. The quad tracks don't really tear up ground that bad. I never, I mean, they do more than tires, but not horrible. No, this is the only quarter of beans we have this year, just because of how the rotation worked out, and a little bit due to the price isn't really worth anything on them, and they're kind of hard to sell right now, so. Oh, I don't know if I'd say a case, but if money was no object, we've been over this, I'd be buying my Deltrac Versatile. See you around there, Dan. Stuck around for another 10 minutes, you'd see the end here. No, wouldn't buy it here. Cost too much. The new one's quality isn't anything near like what it used to be. The dealership for them here is a goddamn pack of assholes, so there's terrible service for them. Never heard hiding their hair about those guys that tried to steal it. Ever get to see Big Roy? I actually sat in it and started it once. When it was in Austin, Manitoba at the Fisherman's Reunion. They're showing it off and I was in the cab and they were going to move it. And I actually got the opportunity to turn the key on it, so... Land for rent here is from 40 to 100 bucks an acre, and the further away you go, the more it gets or less it gets, depending on the area and your soil type and so on. Yeah, the old iron is built the way it should be, just made for one thing, and that's to pull. Nothing wrong with the cabs on these things either. I've been in here since 6 o'clock this morning. I could be in here for another 10 hours yet and still be fine, so... You know, I might go. I wanted to go for quite a few years. I've missed a few of them, but we'll see what happens. It would be alright to go. I'd like to try to line up a way to bring the 5010 there. Would be kind of neat, but... Closest processing plant for beans around here, a crush plant, it's about 2.5 hours away, and it's actually where Antoine and I sold our a few of them too there, that last little shot of them we sold, so. Yeah, well, if I go to any places like that, I'll say I'm going. And then if anyone else is going to be there, they can try to hunt me down, so... Yeah, we're still going at her there, Tim. We're not quite done yet, but we're goddamn close. Only an hour from here. I forget what it is from here. It's a couple hours anyways. Yeah, you can't beat a Cummins and a cat transmission. What time is it there? It's 10 to 8. What's next in the shop? Probably the hay bind. We got a bit of work to do on it. Then the combines and the swather. Gonna be kind of that pecking order anyways, so. We got a bunch of bin work we gotta do though on quite a few of the bins. Sheets to replace, and I gotta build a pad because I bought another bin. So I gotta get it set up. Things of that nature, so. It's dark there already, huh? The sun's still another, I bet you, a good half hour away from being set. No, I don't go to auctions that often. I never really seem to have the time, but I've driven through that yard a few times and I go to Brandon to see what all they have there. Can I come to your farm for a beer? You can find it. Oh, I might repaint it, you never know. I would have to really be looking for something to do, but no, I'd probably never grow straight cut canola. They got a lot of work to do on that yet before it's really a thing. Doesn't dry down fast enough. The stalks are always still green. I've watched people combine it. Holy shit. They're going slow. That farm Antoine used to work on, they grew it. And he said it was some pretty tough going stuff, so. Alright, we got 2 more little tiny chunks over by the road, and that's gonna be a wrap. Oliver tractors, I don't know what the number of the Oliver one is, but the Cockshot 1950 with the 453 Detroit probably be the only one I'd ever own, so that or the Oliver version of it. Total storage of all the bins. Oh, I've added this up before. Probably closer to 40,000 bushels between all of my bins and Antoine's. It's not enough. We always end up selling some during harvest before we're finished, just to clear up some room. And then we got those 6,000 to 10,000 bushel plywood rings. You've seen us in the one video build one last year. We never ended up using it though, because this wheat ended up getting rained on and going for feed, so I had other bin space cleared out by the time we came to combine this. But this year we're going to end up using quite a few of those rings, so. Dad had a 2255 and he said that was one of the worst pieces of shit he's ever owned. Star Wars fan? Yeah, I like Star Wars. Star Trek, I'd rather Star Trek, but I've got all the movies of both of them, so. Individual bins instead of grain systems because we don't have millions and millions of dollars to spend on them, so. Yeah, the 3208, terrible engines. V8 anything in any egg machine is just no good. That's right. You guys want to fund it? I'll build a full grain system. You guys pay for it. What happens when you double seed beans? You got twice as many seeds in the ground and your yield is about the same. So. Peas do good. That's why I sold them at 3 bushels an acre, my peas. So another piece of shit. Only good enough to be a boat anchor, basically. Canola is by far the most costly because my beans here are bin run. They're R1, so it's still legal to use your own off-farm seed. So these cost me like that, like I don't know, very little to seed. So as compared to canola. I think bacon and tomato sandwiches is what's on the menu when I get back to the house here tonight, is what I was told anyways, so I'm looking forward to that. Solid dark in Mississippi, eh? You must be farther east than we are. I have to look at a map. Well, I know you're farther east, but I'm not sure by how much. Cold beer? No. I'm thinking whiskey and Coke. I'm not much of a beer man myself, so. When's the 9:15 video? Whenever we get it running, so one day. Been a little bit busy with this though. Alright, we're almost at the end. There's just that little square on the hill there. What kind? I do believe it is Captain Morgan that I've got in the house. No, I don't have a bin camera on this one. Well, it ain't 10 o'clock here yet, it's only 8, so. How do I know my seed level? I got out and looked at it a little bit ago. And then also on this drill, I've got a dummy run. You see this, that one there? You can see the seed shooting out of that while you're going. So when the seed stops coming out, we're out. Population, I couldn't exactly tell you plants per foot, but whatever 90 pounds an acre works out to. You can do the math, I guess, on 9-inch spacing. Just about all the seed we plant besides the canola, all of it comes out of the bin. It's our own stuff, so. Yeah, I know beans like 30-inch, but I'm not gonna go out and buy a $100,000 machine to seed 130 acres. Leader, well, that's where the better half is from, Jared. You ever go to the 2144 store there for ice cream? Well, you can plug some runs, but that's pretty tricky to do. I don't know. A guy could, but I don't know. I find it works just fine the way it is on the spacing it's at. This ain't really soybean country, so it just kind of grows as it grows. It's not the same as down in the southern parts of the world, so. Yeah, 12 or 15 inch, that's the more common thing around here. Most air drills are 12 inch spacing, but both of mine, well, this one's 9 and the Flexicoil's 9.8, so kind of is what it is. Combines, oh, in a month or two, probably, I don't know, July sometime, once we've got the haying stuff looked after, so. Yeah, see, I guess that's, don't need a planter and a drill. I guess that's a good way to say it. This is the only thing a guy plants around here that a planter would be any good for anyways. So. I know the better half in her family that own the 21, they don't have much use for that SO store. Seeing as how they're always trying to undercut and run everyone down all the time. They'll make fake accounts and make fake reviews about the 2144 store to try and get people to go to them. So they're a pretty useless group of people at that SO store. How am I doing this live? Yeah, I'm just holding my phone, so. I wish there was a better setup, but it is what it is. I wish I had something to hold the damn thing so I didn't have to use one hand, but KY Farmer Man. Nope, I've never watched it. I've heard of them, but you could, but it's kind of hard to do. Because then half your seed ends up, you end up with your seed that should be going down those runs going out the other run. So you'd have to change your calibration, because instead of being 9 inches on 32 feet, you're 18. Just kind of brings up a whole new host of issues you wouldn't have before. So not much for Hutterites, lots of Mennonites. So not really right here, but about a 20-minute drive east into Manitoba, there's lots of Mennonites. How warm is it here? About 23 or 24 degrees out today. I don't know what that is in American either, but the Manette guy, not around here. I know west of here though he is quite a ways, but no, I'd never run a big bud. Way too hard to get parts for. They got semi-transmissions in them and they're not built to do what tractors do, so they always burn them out. As you see with Velkers there, that KTA 5 1/4 had another one go in it. Well, not a Somerville, a Lage. From Etonia, not a Somerville though, but Ken is her uncle. If you listen to the video, that's like the 3rd or 4th transmission they've had in that tractor. Don't say I'm gonna make it yet, because I'm not done yet. I've had it run out with 100 feet to go before, so. That's the plan this fall. All these stupid little potholes are going to be gone, so. Are you sure? Because it sure sounded like they said that was the 2nd or 3rd one they've had in it, but could be wrong. What kind of beans are you planting? These are Isis R1 Roundup Ready. Yeah, see, I'm sure that was the 2nd or 3rd transmission they put in that thing. Yeah, 3rd. I knew I wasn't crazy. It's a semi-transmission. I mean, they're made for a semi. Semi has all that torque at the low end, and then when you get going down the road, they just cruise. But a tractor, you stick it in gear and it pulls and lugs like that all the time. It's just a different configuration. Like, those transmissions weren't designed to just sit in one gear like that and pull all day. So, how far from Carlisle am I? Right now, about 10 minutes, I guess. 10 minutes would be, it's just that way, so. Approach here that I left. It's a real long story about how I met her. Longer than we've got left here in this live stream, so. This little triangle here always is kind of a stupid shape to finish off. End up with a whole bunch of little tiny passes here. Originally. Oh yeah, you're not too far away then. I know the name, no? Bill Callum. Just bought a 60/30, you lucky bugger. Hook a fence, not with the air seeder. I've snagged a couple with the arrows before though. Well, are you ready for the last pass, everybody? Here it comes. Alright, last little triangle. There she is. Done. Well, we'll get out here and just appreciate the old girl. She got us through. Had a little bit of seed left in the tank. I'll go bounce around and empty out in a few different spots where where it always needs a little more seed, it seems, but we made her through another one. Anyway, I'm gonna go get this thing emptied out, I guess. Head back to the yard, and I'm gonna go home. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. So I guess I hope you guys enjoyed watching all the seeding all this spring. I hardly missed a day. I tried to video every one. So anyway, I guess now on to the next things here. Cutting hay and in-crop spraying and whatnot until it's time to combine here at the end of July, beginning of August. So I guess hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll talk to you guys here in the next one.